talk about the smart villages, so it's a recent initiative government has taken. It's not even 1 year old. Once Mahatma Gandhi mentioned that if we want to have quickest and efficient rise of the nation, we have to start from the bottom. So we have to start from the villages first. Can anybody tell me how much percentage is rural in India? Anybody wants to answer?
Raise your hand.
I hope you are okay with the English communication.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So nearly 69% of population, that is, we can say 70% of we are rural. And it is very much important for us to focus on the bottom first. It may take government like 40, 50, even 60 years to come up to the villages and start improving us, but we as an individual too have a responsibility. So according to Mahatma Gandhi, a very, like 40, 50 years ago, he mentioned that we need to have three things to rise from the bottom. We need to be brave, we need to be corporate, we need to be intelligent. Many years ago, he mentioned we need to be brave. So what do we mean by being brave? By being brave, we mean we must have entrepreneurial skills. We must have risk-taking capacity. We must be creators, the innovators, rather than followers. Even if I quote example of just your institute, if you want to start right from home, why not place yourself in just one company and the whole college will be placed? If after studying like 4-5 years or 4 years of engineering, you cannot place only yourself in one company, then what is the fun of using so much infrastructure, so many facilities of a university, right? So we need to start from home. If you place yourself on your own, that itself shows your entrepreneurial skills. You yourself are a placement company for yourself. Why depend on others? The next step we quoted, we need to be intelligent. So intelligence can be now related to the e-governance models, the internet evolution, the digitalization. And the third thing is corporate. By corporate we need to have some goals, some agendas, some objectives, some long-term strategies to work on our nation, to start from the bottom. We need a good plan. And I think everybody can do it. In India, there are nearly more than 600 districts and more than 6 lakh of villages in India. 6 lakh of villages means nearly 800 million population. That is 70% of the population of India is residing in rural. I hope many of you must be belonging to rural areas. Even Punjab is having the contribution, 62% is the rural area, the people living in rural. So if we talk about the government, where we stand in terms of the government, in terms of the smart villages, or what is going for the rural development. Smart cities, you can, like, you are already reading so much about it. Here I am more to highlight what is happening to the rural. So if I start from starting, so 13th October was the first expert meeting which was held by the government when they started thinking about the smart villages too. There was one scheme launched, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Rural Mission. So anybody who can tell me what is rural? Any ideas? It's very easy. Yes, very nice. So the concept of urban came in when we talk about smart cities. Urban is a combination of rural and urban. The concept of this Mukherjee mission was to decrease the migration of people from rural to urban. Everybody is knowing now the rural people are shifting more to urban. Everybody wants to be in a city. People are very much ready to sell their land and have big homes in cities, right? So many people have moved to, and they believe that by 2050 it will be 50-50, right? 50% of the population will be of rural and 50% of population will be urban, and there will be a big divide in both things, right? There will be two separate worlds, one is villagers and other is the city population. So we need to look after it, that this should not happen. So under that scheme, the government thought that we will have cluster formation, right? Even if somebody, like most of you are from villages, you can see that always we have many villages along with our village, right? If I have one village, after 2-3 kilometers again there is a village, again there is a village. So what government thought that we are going to have a cluster formation. Like in one village we basically have like sometimes 2,000 people, sometimes 6,000 people, right? Sometimes 400 homes, 600 homes. So government thought that they will have a cluster formation, the cluster of 50,000 to 60,000 of the population, and they will start working on it. In next 3 years, the government want to have 300 such clusters in India. So this is what from the government point of view. On 21st Feb, recently in 2016, Prime Minister first time launched National Urban Mission in Chhattisgarh. So that was the first time the two states, Andhra Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, got their first budgets to work on National Urban Mission. Right? So it should be very clear to you that how the smart village is working. Which are the first two states working on it. Right? So Chhattisgarh and Andhra Pradesh are the first two states chosen by the government for the smart village mission. And then another list came up on 23rd August, which is the recent one. some schedules. So if we see, when the budget has been allotted to smart villages, to different states, which has formed different clusters for the states, where to use that budget? What is the need of the rural? You will be very much be able to relate with your own self, with your own villages very soon. So I have divided them into 4 requirements. The basic requirements, the social requirements, the economic requirements and the digital requirements. The same things you can very much relate to yourself very soon if you will be entrepreneurs or doing some projects. So I think you should keep these points in your mind. So the basic amenities, anybody can let me know like what are the basic amenities for any human being. It's the name of the movie also. Very right. So we have basic food for everyone we should have, right? We should have 24/7 water supply in villages. Agree? Then the sanitation. Well, those who are living in village still knows how big the problem is. Then waste management in the villages, the public transport, the LPG gas, all this comes in basic amenities, the basic needs of village. If we talk about the economic, we need to have skill development centers so that good skills, some skills could be inculcated in rural people that they should earn some income, right? If they already have some talent, somebody can knit well, somebody can make good footwear, we need to, brush up those skills so that a good product can be generated from rural also, and they should get a better income. The agri services and processing units comes in economic development, the biogas plants, the good facilities to collect the milk and then store them. So this is how the villages can develop economically too. The things which can generate income in that area. Some states are good in cotton, they can have more cotton processing units. Some states are good in seeds, they can have more seed processing units. Some states are good in producing banana, they can have more banana wafer processing units. So this is why I asked that smartness means different to different villages, different to different cities. Punjab might be going to focus on seed, right? Maharashtra might be going to focus on cotton. So we cannot have same formula for all these villages, for all the clusters. Socially, if we talk, we need good health facilities, we need good hospitals. Even in one cluster we should have one. We need good education. So many things could be done in villages too. Like we can have a mobile hospital or a mobile van for each village rather than waiting for some hospital to come in our village. Good ambulance services, we can work on that. And digital. The telecommunication is growing very fast. Everybody is observing that. सारे ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं कि टेलीकम्युनिकेशन बहुत अच्छा जा रहा है. इंटरनेट अपने आप एयरटेल 4G दिखाई जा रहा है हर जगह. And Reliance Jio, the new concept came in. So digital literacy is important. Digital panchayats has to be inculcated. Digital doesn't mean that we need to have an app-based phone every time. It could be that somebody has made an app, like you are engineers, you have developed an app, you are sending SMS alerts to farmers that this is going to be the weather today. So we need to move our villages towards digitalization in our own way. If we will keep on waiting for the government to do everything, it will be too late for us. There will be a big digital gap, digital divide. So next thing, I want you to listen very carefully. I have one question. When things do not get implemented, then who is at fault? When things are not getting implemented, there are so many policies coming up. States are getting good budgets for digitalization, for smart villages. If things are not implemented in my village, if things are not implemented in Punjab, in India, then it's whose fault? I want 5 answers. Please. Politics? One is politics. Who else says politics is the fault? And any else is really people? Government? We? So the best fitting reply is yes. Ask not what the country is doing for you. Say what you have done for the country. That was mentioned by Subhash Chandra Bose. That's not mine. Okay. So we should not ask that what country is doing for us. Better say what we are doing for the country. Anybody whose relatives, parents are working in government school or hospital, anybody can raise hand. Be honest and respond. Yes. So, you know the reality. I have seen a school in my village. I have seen the classes. I have no views on politics. I am just generally letting you know. I have seen a good cleanliness drive going on in my village school, and kids coming there. But if the teacher is not teaching, then what can we do? Whose fault is at fault? We are at fault. The politicians or the society is our mirror. वो हमारा ही मिरर है, वो भी हमारे जैसे लोग हैं. So, if we look into it, more than 90% is our fault. We are not doing the work in right way. We can correct government, we can be a good whistleblower, but before that, we need to work on our own self. People who are working in government organizations, or if something is not getting right, we need to take hard steps. We need to be whistleblowers that everything should go right. Before even pointing out the government, before even pointing out the system, so this is where we need to look at. So how we as an individual can move towards the formation of smart villages. So one example I have already quoted you of my own company. I started my company from Chandigarh, but soon I realized that if I have learned something, I should definitely give it to others. And I took it as a challenge that I can run an e-commerce company from a village too. A village where no Flipkart, no Snapdeal, no Amazon is giving any of the cash on delivery order. I took a challenge start my business from there, to run my business from there, and to use the rural talent there to educate people there. I took it totally as a challenge. And recently we are awarded as upcoming startup of the year 2016. Being in a village, and no loans at all. No bank loans, no angel investor, no venture capitalist, nothing. It's all on my own. I am from those students who paid their fees after doing their MBA. It was nothing like that I was having funds prior to starting my venture. So if you are giving an excuse of not having funds, it's just an excuse. So how we as an individual can bring change? I want to highlight few points. My session will end in some time. I hope you are not getting bored. Is everything fine?
Yes, ma'am.
So first, if we talk about cleanliness, we ourselves can have a lot of cleanliness drive. First, there is need to have a good club, right? The action clubs of students, right? Or the action club of volunteers and students, right? So we need to focus on formation of such clubs. That we have to be in sync with the government, what government is doing, but definitely our steps are also very important. I would like to highlight one example here. There is a club in Amritsar, Amritsar Sparkling Club. That is an initiative by Alpha One Mall. Every month they conduct a cleanliness drive. They are taking time out of their regular busy schedule, but they are so famous in the city that every month they conduct one cleanliness drive along with city people and clean a particular area. No government is funding them in that. There is an individual. I'm going to quote some examples so that you get more inspired. You can even note down so that you can write, you can search on Google, and even I'm going to write this whole article on LinkedIn. You can get all the references from them, right? There is one individual, Afroz. He is a 33 years old lawyer from Mumbai. He has taken the initiative to have a biggest beach cleaning drive, right? The Versova beach. And recently he has been recognized, he has been even contributed by United Nations too. When you do something different, when you choose to do something different and communicate also, it's not like you are doing something and not telling people that you are doing. Communication is also very important. If you are good in Punjabi, write in Punjabi that this we have done today. Put it on all the social media channels. If you are good in Hindi, write it in Hindi. If you are good in English, it's absolutely fine. More people will read that. So, take some initiatives and publish them very honestly. And with time, like I got a recognition after 3 years of my work. With time, people will start recognizing you. There is another example, Safir Usman and Gopinath Anandan. They have a company, Tetherbox Technologies. They are IITians. They have recently come up with an instrument which can check how much pollutants are there in water. Many times we don't need much money, we just need the application of what we have studied. So this sir quoted that he teaches, two extremes to the kids. Some people think that if we not study, books are not important, practical is something different. That is not a right strategy to be a student. You should be totally thorough with books too. practical implementation, there the role of engineers comes. And whenever that machine works, people get SMS alerts on their phone that this much is the content of the pollutants in water. Right? So this is how we can connect the technology to rural also. I have seen many IITs now working on one project, that is because the new concept came, Internet of Things, right? Many of them visited my village also. They want to develop such instruments, such sensors, which can check how much water is there in the soil, how much fertilizer content is there in the soil, so that they can give, SMS alerts to the farmers. That switch off the pump, no more water required. So that type of initiatives we have to take. We need to focus on the education. I have quoted the example of evening school. So 80 students comes to my campus every day whom we teach absolutely free. How we manage to teach them absolutely free? The first thing, I have collaborated them with like Simba Cart, my own company. They can completely use my laptops on Sundays, right? And sometimes I teach them, sometimes my staff teach them. So this is how we are managing. We are using the same campus for a good cause too. There is one restaurant in Kolkata, Cafe Toto. It's a French restaurant. What it is doing? Hiring people, identifying underprivileged people from 18 to age of 24 and starting from letter A. Teaching them from letter A, teaching them the communication skills, the computer knowledge and everything. They are taking the complete pain to educate a person and then hire them. So such initiatives we need to take.